Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to make bells from Dollar Tree plastic cups. So the cups that I have are the ones that have the longer stems, and I think these come 6 in a package, and I'm just going to use 4 of them because I'd already used 2, previously. And we're not going to use the bottom, so you just take those off and don't worry about them. And then I'm going to take these outside and spray them with this gold paint that you see here from Rust-Oleum. And I also have 4 bells. These were also from the Dollar Tree, and I take those outside and paint them with the same gold paint. And then I'm going to take this Deco Art metallic gold paint and a little stippling brush, and I'm going to stipple on some of this on the bells, the cups, not the small bells, the cups themselves. So I just put some on the end of the brush, and then I take a piece of paper and I dab it so there's not a lot on the brush. And you could actually omit this step. It doesn't do a whole lot for it. I wasn't sure. I mean, you can see it a little bit, but you could skip this step if you wanted to. And I thought these cups really did look like bells because they have the long stem on them for the top part. Let me know what you think. I know other crafters use other plastic cups from the Dollar Tree, but I had these on hand and I was like, let me look at these and see if maybe they look like bells, and I felt like they did, so here I am turning them into bells. So I do this to all 4 of the cups. That's what it looks like. And once I have those done, I am going to decorate the bottom of my bells. And I have this trim that has sequins on them. It's gold. It came from Walmart years ago, and this is all I have left. And fortunately, it was just enough to go around all 4 of these cups. So I was happy about that, and thank you, Jesus. So I just hot glue it along the bottom of, I'm just going to call them bells now since that's what they're going to be, along the bottom portion on the outside. And I let that little piece kind of hang over the edge a little bit. If you see it has a little piece on top and on the bottom there of the trim. So I let the little piece at the bottom hang over the edge. And I like the way it looks on the bottom of the bells. You'll have to let me know what you think. Now just cut off the excess and make sure that I glue down the ends so they don't come loose. So there you go. And I just do this to all 4 bells. And now I'm going to take this red, green, and gold, I'm not sure what you call it, but it's a cording, I guess. And not sure exactly how long it is, but I made it so it was long enough to go from the very tip of the bell to the very top of the bell, the very bottom to the top of the bells that we're making, and made it extra long. And then I'm going to put it through the little jingle bells and tie a knot in it, put a little dab of glue, and then cut off the excess. And you could make yours shorter than I made mine. I think I made my strings a little bit too long. So what I do is, and I did want to put at least one knot in the end of it so I could put it up in the top of the bell there. But I ended up having to do 4 knots because the cording was just too long. But it still worked out. I'm trying to keep all my knots on top of each other, but you really don't have to. So once I have it to the length that I want it with the knots, I'm going to take my hot glue after I add another stick of glue to it and just kind of put quite a bit up in there. And it has to go quite a ways because the stem is pretty long and it's hollow. And I don't want my jingle bells to fall out. So you see there, I got quite a bit of glue in there. And then I thought I could just take my scissors there, my little scissors, and poke that up in there, but it wasn't working. I don't know why, but just, I don't know. So I got this other thing, this plastic piece here from the Dollar Tree, and I started pushing it in with it, and it worked. So I'm just pushing the cording up into that hot glue, making sure that knot is in there. So there's a bell. It has a jingle. And it doesn't really jingle that much, unfortunately. I mean, not that you would probably be jingling them anyway. More just for looks. So I do this to all my bells, my jingle bells, so I can have a jingle jingle in my bells. Again, I just tie the cording in the jingle bell, put a little glue on it, and cut off the excess. Then I put about 4 knots on the other end of the cording so that I can get it up in the end of the bell. You could cut your cording shorter so you only have to do 1 knot or 2 knots. Guess I got carried away with the length of my cord, but hey. So I figured it needed 1 more knot to hang where I wanted it. And I did want the bell to hang at the bottom of the jingle bell, to hang at the bottom of the bell, so that it's, out hanging down from the bell. Does that make sense? I don't know. But you can see the bell on the right there, on the right corner, how the jingle bell is outside of the bell. The bell. I was having a little bit of trouble getting that one in there. It didn't want to stay. Doesn't it want to be part of this beautiful project? And there's the second one. I was trying to put the knot in the middle of the jingle bell. So there's two of them. And then I go ahead off screen and do the other two. Once those are done, I'm going to take the same cording and I'm going to make a loop in it. And I'm going to hot glue it to the very tip of my bell. There's a little indentation where the stand for the cup would go, and that's where I'm putting this cording. I'm not putting it on the long stem itself. I'm just putting it on the piece that you would add the stand to your cup on. Once I have that in the glue, I didn't take it off the roll. I didn't cut it or anything. Then I'm going to wrap my cording around that very top part of the stem. Adding glue as necessary. Once I get it around the whole top, I just make sure it's glued down good and then cut off the excess. I want to make that cording lay flat. So I'm just taking that plastic palette knife and pushing it down into the glue. And then I'm just taking off the excess glue on there because you know it's kind of whitish. So I'm just taking my the tip of my hot glue gun there and making sure the end of the rope there is laying down flat. So there's one bell done, and you can use these individually, or you can do them like I'm going to do it, and you'll see that later. But we'll also decorate these bells. Okay, so here we are to the decorating portion, and I have these stems. I think I got them from Hobby Lobby last year or the year before. I'm not quite sure, but I think it was Hobby Lobby. The Dollar Tree does have something similar, or they did last year. I'm guessing they still do this year. But I get most of my decorating pieces from Hobby Lobby after the holidays when they're 90% off, because that's way cheaper than Dollar Tree. So I haven't even really bought much in the way of decorations this year, because I'm still using stuff from the years before. So I'm just going to hot glue this 3-piece on. So what I did was I just cut the top 3 pieces off and it's hooked together. And it does have a really thick wire in it, so you cannot cut it with your scissors at all. You just tear them up. You need some type of wire cutters to do it. And then I have these red berries. They're also from Hobby Lobby, 90% off. Last year or the year before. You know, it had to be 2 years ago because last year I didn't make it there in time to do the 90% shopping. And I was a little upset at myself for that. Because I kept going to the store waiting for 90%, and it didn't come. And then like in the middle of the week, towards the end of the week I went, so somewhere in the middle of the week it came and everybody bought up the stuff. So I thought Hobby Lobby did it at a week at a time, but evidently not. So this time after Christmas, I'll probably be going every day because you could get some really good deals. You can get good stuff after Thanksgiving too. I see their Thanksgiving stuff is 50% off now. Or fall, I should say, I guess, the fall stuff. There it is with that greenery with the snow on it and the berries. And then I thought it needed a little bit more, so I just have this little bitty piece from a pick, probably from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting it apart. It has little bitty pieces there. Almost looks like a fern or something, and I'm just going to glue three of these pieces on this. So I'm doing one on each side of the berries. And I'm putting the glue on the bottom part there, the bell and stuff, but really it's probably easier if you just put it on the greenery itself, on the end of it, the bottom end. And there's where I was like, you know, I should put it on the greenery itself. And that works better, I think. That way you don't get too much. But that's my decorating for the bells, and I'm going to do this for the other 3 also. So I'm just showing you that I put 3 of those on there. And now what I have is this piece from Hobby Lobby 2 years ago, 90% off. And it's some wood beads with a MDF snowflake on the end. And I'm going to use this to hang my bells on. So I think it was like 79 cents. Originally like $7.99. And I'm just going to take the tag off the back. I don't like my stuff having tags on them. Just heated it up a little bit with my heat gun and it comes right off. And now what I'm going to do is start tying my bells on here. And well, actually, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. What I did first was I tried to heat up the jute so that it wasn't so crooked. And I thought maybe if I heated it up, I could straighten it up a little bit. I mean, it did straighten a little, but I think once you hang it on the wall and you have it there for a while, it's going to straighten up anyway. So you can pretty much omit omit this step. So I take the bell and I go down 2 beads from the top. First of all, I cut that string, that loop. Don't do that. Just leave it. Leave it as is, and you could tie it on there. You don't need to cut it. So I'm sorry that I cut that, really, because if you wanted to take the bells off of this and just use the bells by themselves, you could do that, and you can use them as ornaments on your tree, or, you know, hang them on doorknobs or whatever. So don't cut your hanger on your bells. Just leave it as is, and I'll show you what I do when I put the next bell on. So what I do is I stagger the bells, I skip 2 beads and put another bell on, and I put it on the other side. And see how it has the loop on it? You just tie a knot in the loop. And you only have to do like a single. You don't even have to do a double knot. Just do a single knot, and it's all good. See that? Okay, so I got 2 on. I'm going to add the other 2. Now I should have flipped it over so you saw the white side of the snowflake, but I wasn't paying attention, I guess. But it's still okay. Again, with this one, I'm just tying a single knot. I did not cut the loop at all, just left it as is, and that way you can take it off. Again, I'm skipping 2 beads and putting the last one on. However, don't do this because the bell is too close to the snowflake. What you want to do is take the last bell and put it up at the very top where you see those 2 beads at the very top. Put it up there, and then once you get the bell on, tie a knot on so the bell doesn't slip, and then hang it up. And you'll see that as you see the picture of it hanging on my wall. It just didn't work out with that last bell on the bottom because it's just too close to the snowflake. There needs to be more room in there. So I'm just trying to put them where they should be when they're hanging. But like I say, the bottom one needs to be moved up to the top. And you'll see that here. Right there it is. And again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts. And if you like what you see, give me a comment or a thumbs up. And subscribe if you want to.